Alright, fine. Lemons are the harder landing. Follow crest and leads, find your way to the White Street, meet and contact near North White Street Harbor, search for crest contacts at Pier 9, question the authorities about your car.
I find the kid where I left her, several pages deep into the adventures of Cloud Captain.
Gia, how did the meeting go? Smoothly, I hope. Did you have to do a wheel and deal?
Worked something out. Anyway, reading break's over. Let's head out.
Already?
We need to move fast if we even want a chance of finding my car and your briefcase in one piece. Best bet? We start with White Street.
Why there? Is it a smuggler thing?
It's a hunch. White Street's whole business is sanitation and recycling. You need something disposed of on the down low? That's where you go.
Another game you won't finish, cause it's a demo. Also, you're on just chatting. Oh, fuck. No. Sorry.
I don't believe in vengeful spirits. If they existed, White Street would have been torn from the sky in retribution for its decades of war. Instead, it stays floating to spite the dead, a withered shell of its former glory. Nellie, I want you to watch me and stay close.
Why? Is something wrong?
Where would I find the time, kid? Or the heart to fill your head with graves of ash, islands on fire in the night, the thunder of war in the skies? That was years ago. But not yet.
Oh.
Halt! The roads are closed until the demonstration is over. Exit your vehicle and line up for the parade.
Oh, Gia! A parade! Let's go!
If you do not comply, you will be arrested.
Fine. I needed to stretch my legs anyhow. Like a dove on an updraft, the girl flutters off as soon as her heels hit the street, following the music and fanfare to the nearby parade. Hey! I said stay close!
Wowzers. I haven't been to one of these since I was young. Father took me to several, but those weren't as, serious. Where are the floats? The clowns? They're just soldiers. Are all parades in the lowers like this?
Just like this? No. Each baron has their own flavor of showboating to distract from how bleak life is down here. White Street's just eager to march and flash their guns around.
Something big must be going on. Do you know what's happening?
I'm not sure what this is, White Street has been bleeding territory, money, and men for over a decade in its wars with the surrounding barons. This should be a funeral march, not a celebration.
Gumshoe? Scoop of this around. Yes! A 7!
Through a hail of ticker tape, I swerve past a waving arm to get a better look at the line of soldiers. Spotless uniforms, polished guns, a show of strength that White Street hasn't been able to afford in years. When did they fill their war chest? Hey, pal, what's the occasion?
The General's unveiling his new machine. Soldiers say it's going to save the lowers.
Save the lowers? Going to take more than some new weapon to do that.
Shh! You want to get us thrown in the tomb? Smile and wave.
He applies more plaster to his smile. I glance around. He's not the only face in the crowd straining to keep the corners of their mouth upright. The cries of support echo emptily. The banners flow without enthusiasm. Like stone pushed through a sieve, the crowd forces out cheers for a devil clad in white.
Is that the Baron of White Street? He must be really popular.
That's Eli Tillingast. Calls himself the General. They cheer because if they don't...
Burn the tyrants!
One hot blast of light was all it took to disappear a crowd, stunning onlookers like a twisted magic trick. Instead of applause, cries of panic and a stampede of feet clap the pavement, while a putrid smell fills the air. My gut twists as it fights every reckless impulse to run.
I steal your nerve. Come on. Yeah! Got lucky.
A few onlookers run from the scene. My feet are 2 steps after them before my senses yank me by the shoulders. Eli Tillingast doesn't tolerate desertion from anyone. The crowd seconds from dissolving into a frenzied swarm. If I don't grab the kid and move, we're going to get trampled flat. However, we're saved by an unlikely savior.
Hold!
The Baron of White Street stands, gloved hand extended. Despite fear and panic, the crowd obeys, frozen in place by a gentle, assuring gesture.
Let the procession continue.
The music starts back up, and the world moves on Eli's command. Coerced cheers rush to fill terrified silence, while marching boots blot out the scorched earth.
The days where White Street bled tirelessly to save a debaucherous world have come to an end.
Okay.
We will bleed no longer. Our enemies will tremble for a weapon they cannot resist, a weapon they cannot overcome. We will demand our rightful place in the sun and rid the shadow of chaos from the lowers. We are just. We are strong. We are unsullied.
He pumps his fist and the crowd answers with a deafening cheer. With all eyes back on the General and his grisly procession, I look for Nellie.
That was...
These barons are no different than dictators of small countries, playing dress up and throwing their armies around like toy soldiers on the playground. Destruction like that. With weapons like these, they could reclaim everything they've lost, dragging the whole damn city back into war. God help us. It's only a second, but I spot a glint of metal in the curve of a black brim that resembles a scarred-up bastard. I go for my gun, but he disappears like campfire smoke in the night. Did he spot us? Or am I jumping at ghosts? I scan the whole street. Nothing. Not a hint of the black hat or my car. I decide not to mention it to the kid. After what happened, I'm jumpy enough for the both of us. Despite the carnage, the crowd's feet remain glued in place. They cheer harder, more desperate, refusing to tempt fate and its devastating new weapon.
Uh-oh. Huh?
Oh, no! That weapon, red Aether, wasn't to ever... Oh, Gia, those people. Those poor people.
You recognize it? What the hell was that thing, Nellie?
It was never supposed to get out. Never. How did it get out? How?
She buries herself in her hands, breathing hard, wishing with every strained muscle that this nightmare would end. A part of me wants to join her.
I can't stay here, Gia. We have to go.
We can't. Not without attracting serious attention. You saw what happened. If we get caught sneaking out, we'll get shot.
Gia, please.
The kid's bloodless face moves me to glance down the procession line. The tail end's in sight, but the miserable sound from the girl has me second-guessing how long her nerves will hold.
Ooh, nearly impossible. Let's try it. Eat. Oh, a -1.
Nellie, look at me. Talk to me. Just tell me what that was.
That weapon used red Aether, Gia. A highly volatile, highly experimental version of Aether. It's very powerful, but also very unstable. But red Aether wasn't supposed to...
With nothing more than an empty expression, the kid clams up tighter than a 10-inch steel vise.
Oh. Yeah, make a run for it? Yeah, no, that's not right.
We have to wait the parade out. Hold on just a while longer.
I understand.
The sound of lockstep boots thumping asphalt finally fades into the corpse-stained wind, and the crowd, released from their mandated joy, finally begins to disperse. Silence finds its way back into the world. All at once, the poor kid's nerves crumble like a paper cup, spilling her insides all over the now vacant street. Take it easy, kid. Slow breaths, all right?
Let's get out of here. Now, please.
Yeah, we're done. Enough distance passes that ash and screams and a bright, hot light start fading into a bad memory. Nellie breaks the silence.
Is White Street always this... awful?
Often enough. White Street's never shied away from putting down opposition with violence. Never heard of them using a weapon like that, though.
But those were their people. He's supposed to be the Baron. Isn't he supposed to listen to their concerns? What about due process?
Look, kid. It might work that way upstairs, but not here. The only word that matters down here is the Barons, and in White Street, the chain of command's everything. If Eli says we're going to war, you either fall in line, or you're an enemy.
One might have been bad, but the others were simply calling for peace. Where's the harm in that?
White Street tried the whole peace thing a few years ago. Someone blew them to bits during peace talks. That's not something they'll ever forget.
Continue on. Hey, that's the mark.
It's around here somewhere, hidden. What was that symbol?
Are we really going into the Undercity? Will the Aether Rats let us, or are the stories true? You don't think they'll throw us off the island, do you?
What?
Which stories we talking about?
Well, the ones in the papers? I've never met an Aether Rat, so I honestly don't know how much of it is true or not. However, they're supposed to be benevolent, aren't they? They keep our islands in the sky, and in exchange, they get the Undercity, but everyone knows that. I've heard they generally keep to themselves. Except when outsiders sneak into their tunnels. Also, their eyes all turn into a unique shade of pale blue. They glow, too, from what I've read. Like Aether. There are journals that theorize why, but nothing concrete. Or always pleasant.
Madonna. The kid's understanding is as accurate as a stained mirror. Better clear things up before we go in. Look, you can't rely on the stories you read in the papers. You want to avoid getting grounded? Don't call them Aether Rats. They're Aetheniers, and they're good people. I'm guessing you've never met one?
No. There were rules. We weren't really supposed to interact with them. Or see them.
They don't want to be seen down here either. Too many people can't stand the idea that an island floats or sinks on the whim of an Aethenier. Figure a good rat is a scared rat.
They've done it before, haven't they? I've read of islands crashing because of Aether repulsor failure that could only be possible by sabotage.
And blow themselves up out of spite? No island falls without a baron behind it and a list of dead Aetheniers trying to stop it. The world down here isn't one you'll find in your books. Keep that in mind. Now, where's that door?
Let me see.
Among the fleet of crates, I spy one out of step. Whoever had nailed this one shut had done a hack job, leaving behind a wobbly lid and a crack just big enough for a finger.
Force critical. Oh, with an 11 with a 2-point boost. Yeah, I continue.
I stick my finger through the hole, angling past jagged slivers and crooked nails until I find a solid grip. I pull, fighting the groaning, shuddering lid. It gives up with a pop.
What is this? Parasites of metal essentially come. A serious size of metal fasteners, essentially compounds for constructing machinery maintenance.
Careful strokes of paint form an innocuous symbol of a rat paw matching the sketch Cress gave me. This is the right place.
Copper.
Shopping for trouble? We're just sightseeing real close.
Jeepers! Gia?
A pauper. One of the murderous specters slithering freely through every pipe, waiting to brutalize passers-by. If you listen to the stories. Scary as he is, he's more sentinel than specter. Looking for you, actually. We're friends of Cress Carter. She sent us to ask about a missing car.
Cress Carter?
Strange. Cress's name should mean something. Either he's greener than he looks or he doesn't trust my word. I might need something to loosen his tongue.
Find out who he is.
Name's Gia Randazzo. Who are you if you don't know Cress Carter?
Maybe I know her. Don't know you. Neither of you.
Well, if what you need is an introduction, my name is Dr. Eleanor Reinhardt. Pleased to meet you.
Don't shake hands with strangers, let alone topsiders.
He threatens to disappear back into the shadows and leave us without a way in. But then he pauses.
Doctor? What type of doctor?
Oh, theoretical athonics. Now, I don't have the experience one of you Aethaniers have with the practical side, but I do know my way around an Aether core. I was actually hoping I could find out a little more about maintenance techniques down here.
You know anything about hydraulic engineering?
No, but I'm a quick study.
Ask about.
I'm looking for a car. 35 Chimera.
Pretty fancy. And what would a car like that be doing in a place like this?
Some goon in a black hat stole it. Figured he'd try to dump it once he got what he wanted.
Pity.
Ask for who he's guarding.
We're not looking for trouble. Like I said, just need info.
Could be a couple of terriers and maybe some topsiders looking for some fun.
Just look at her. And if either of us were terriers, you and I both know this conversation would have gone very differently.
You're right, she doesn't. Too shiny. Looking to see how the other half live, eh, sweetheart?
I beg your pardon. I'm not a terrier, whatever those are, and I am not some tourist.
A terrier, sweetheart. Are the ugly bastards who keep us Aethaniers in line. That's how I got these. Every slip-up and slowdown adds to the contract, and I mark each one so they don't get from me a second more.
There's so many.
I'll be paying off my time till the day I die, and hopefully not a moment longer.
You're having a problem with your water supply?
War's changed priorities for the Undercity. Water's being rerouted, and there's not enough of the good stuff to go around.
Is it a filtration issue? Something pressure related? Or does it have to do with the temperature regulation?
Don't know. Sounds like you might know a thing or two, though.
The pauper sinks deep into thought. We might as well be having a conversation with a statue.
Friends with Crest Carter, huh? All right.
The armed shadow stares blankly towards us, his pale blue glass eyes casting unknown intent at me and the kid before pounding the space behind him.
And watch yourself.
He melts back into the industrial decay behind him, never once taking his eyes off us. His disembodied voice echoing out one last time.
Or you'll see us again real soon.
Every darkened cranny becomes a potential peephole while we stand there. Like walking to confession blindfolded in a packed cathedral. I can feel hundreds of unseen eyes watching, waiting for a single misstep.
He gave me the heebie-jeebies. Do you think he...
She's interrupted by a gush of stale air riding the echoes of countless thumping Aether machines.
Oh. Alexander and Miriam.
Topsiders? Why are you here? Hurry, out with it, we're busy.
Lexi, shh. If Harold let them through.
Harold's been wrong before.
Hello, I'm Maria. This is my husband, Alexander.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Nellie, this is Gia. We're not here to bother you while you work on... Oh, is that part of an Aether substructure power converter? I've always wondered about the older infrastructure.
Nellie, that's not why we're...
Right. Gia's friend, Cress, she's an Aethanier also. She sent us here because we need your help to find this car of ours that has some important stuff hidden away inside.
Too desperate, too vulnerable. I lob a cough towards Nellie, hoping she'd quit her rambling so I could get a word in.
Cress sent you? That girl. Fine, let's hear it.
Ask
You
how
and
you know
Cress
Cress.
close.
We're Aether rats. We're all related. One big happy family.
Lexi, don't be an ass. They're Cress's friends. At least be nice for her sake.
She's running around with all these topsiders causing trouble. And now she risks the three of us. She should know better.
It's a subtle movement. Alexander sends an involuntary glance towards Maria's abdomen before matching my eyes. I couldn't be sure if he was angrier that I caught him, or that he slipped something so personal.
Oh.
These tunnels...
They're so big.
Ask about the
Where
war.
did they go? Everywhere? Can you get to any part of the island from here? Have you ever gotten lost?
I've known too many smugglers who've disappeared trying to find their way through Aether rat tunnels. Success promises an unseen and untraceable smuggling route. Failure costs you your life.
No. Aether rats don't get lost. We can smell our way through miles of
Lexi, would you cut that out, please? It's an innocent enough question.
This tunnel can get you through most of the barony, if you know where you are going. But don't try it. You'll end up stuck in the dark or taking a one-way trip to Old New York.
Ask
A
about the car.
35 Chimera, dumped recently. Have you seen anything? Alexander breaks his scowl with an impish eye and a cracked smile. He knows exactly what we want, and he is going to wring us dry for it.
Maybe. We'll need something in return, though.
And that is?
Harold says you know hydraulic engineering. Is this true? Can you create substitute filtration parts?
With the right equipment and a blueprint, maybe? I don't have any on hand, though. I'd also need time to formulate possible solutions.
Maybes are not enough. We need working parts, now. Eli's new war means that all non-essential requisitions are delayed. That includes water filtration equipment for the Undercity. Now, our water is becoming Aether-tainted.
We can't afford any more of us getting sick. Eli's terriers are already forcing longer and longer shifts to compensate for the fewer numbers.
That's terrible. Of course we'll help. We'll get you everything you need. How do we...
Hang on a sec. Before we agree to anything, I need to know what we're getting into. How much is this info going to cost me?
Water filtration parts, new ones. 1 or 2 crates should do the trick. The more the better.
Okay, ask why the parts are delayed.
Aethaniers should have priority. But Eli's leaving you without water?
Should be, but the Barony's quartermaster says the war means less for us and more for the army.
He's a good man at heart. We have leeway with him, more than with the other officers, but...
Natsuko's a soldier, not a man. He's choked us from the supplies we need for years. Now, with the war, he has every excuse to squeeze tighter.
Ask how the problem started.
How'd any part of White Street lose out on clean water? I thought that's all Eli cared about, aside from his wars.
Our water is kept separate from the rest of the Barony's supply. That way, terriers can reward us with clean water if we run low.
With our own supply of fresh water becoming smaller, we have to use water tainted by Aether use. Or find ways to make the terriers give us extra.
Why would Eli risk the lives of his Aethaniers? You keep his islands afloat. If you all start falling sick, his islands are going to start dropping too.
We've asked his terriers the same question. All we get back is, get back to work.
Alright, I'll take
You'll
the job.
have those parts. But I'll want to know where my car is as soon as we're back.
You have a deal. Thank you.
Don't trust the quartermaster. And watch yourself around the scrapyard. It's a dangerous place. Gia.
And you?
The man leans forward, grabbing my arm and pulling me in close out of earshot of his wife.
Do not bring any heat back here. If you risk the safety of my family, then you can consider your car lost for good. Here. This address used to house a friend of the rats. It's empty now. Use it to lie low if you can't help yourself from getting into trouble.
Alex releases his stone grip and a slip of paper into my hand. Nellie takes his quick, hushed intercession as a desperate request for success.
We'll get everything you need. I promise.
Poor kid. She has no idea.
New location,
We're stopped at a checkpoint manned by White Street officers whose sneers are tighter than their uniforms. I get the feeling these are no shift-clocking schlubs. All whitecaps stink like rotten pork, but these ones seem to be wrapped in fancier dumplings.
Who are they?
Yeah.
If I had to guess, White Street Intelligence. General Eli's secret police.
Oh boy.
You said it. Just keep cool. After a moment of tense quiet, they wave us through.
All right, move along.
Okay.
Apparently, we're not the particular field mice these hawks are hunting for, and I'm not about to give them a second chance to swoop. As we burn Aether and leave them behind, I let out a breath I didn't realize I'd been holding.
Whew. I hope that won't be a problem on the way back.
Alright. Oh.
If the lifeblood of White Street is industrial refuse, then the scrapyard is its beating heart. From his steel parapet overlooking the yard, the quartermaster governs this realm of rubble with determination. I spot a crate of water filter parts inside the quartermaster's office. Can't lift him while he's standing there, though. Like his scrapyard, the quartermaster's in a perpetual state of activity. Maybe a nice turkey club once in a while might have resulted in fewer gray hairs for the old soldier. Not while he's here. The main lot is in constant noisy motion. A cacophony of combustion engines and sparking steel. When you look past the grime, it's a place of ferocious efficiency and discipline.
General Ayla. Alteneer.
The quartermaster would have a friendly, likable face if it wasn't lined with the stress and fatigue of a lifetime of devotion to Eli. It's clear as we approach he's neglecting 7 other things by talking to us. Sergeant Major Let's-Go. I'm Gia Rendazzo, and this is Nellie.
Pleasure, girls. Sorry about the state of things around here. I don't often host such fine company. What brings you to the scrapyard?
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. You see, we're looking for...
Just a few minutes of your time, then we'll get out of your hair. Sir, how do you get along with the Aethoniers in White Street?
They keep to their own, mostly. That's fine by me. Why?
Well, they're not getting the supplies they need to survive, you see.
And you're what? Their lawyers or something?
His eyelid twitches. He's getting impatient already.
Ask about Eli.
So I take it you served with General Tillinghast, is that right? Where were you posted?
Yeah, the Philippines. Tough tour. Wouldn't have made it without the General. Saved my sorry hide more times than I care to count. Ah, but you don't want to hear about all that.
I think you must have been very brave to do what you did. And it's plain to see you and the General are very close. He's lucky to have you around, I think.
You're sweet as a Georgia peach, ain't you? Thanks, Missy. He's an extraordinary man. A real visionary, you know?
And what's he envisioning for White Street exactly?
Yeah.
The General's been beating back the Huns at our gates for as long as anyone can remember. You mark my words, ladies. These islands will never fall. And one day they'll be shinier than the heights.
Stars fill the old soldier's eyes, a proud stiffness rejuvenating his weary frame. Talking about his boss transforms him into a younger and more zealous figure. It's almost tender, in a strange, skin-crawling kind of way.
Ask what he means about...
You deal with a lot of lawyer types?
There are Aethonier lawyers? Do they go to law school? Can they go to law school? What sort of law do they practice?
The sneaky kind, sweetheart. Yes, the rats have pet snakes, and thankfully, no, we don't get a lot of them up here. They're nothing but trouble.
Oh.
Burrowed into their libraries of theirs, poring over contracts, looking for loopholes, taking advantage of the system, making a lot of red tape and wasted time for people like me.
He scowls. I decide it's best we ease off. Well, that's just what we want to avoid. Forget I said anything.
harm him. Okay, let's try the strategist.
Look, we don't want to waste your time. You got a job to do, and so do we. We're here to make sure the Aetherians get what they need. Can you help?
An 8.
He sighs and wipes his brow, like a boxer who just learned that the fix is in.
It's always something with those people. What are they whining about this time?
They need parts to repair a water filtration system.
Yeah, well, it's wartime. Supplies are tight all around. You know what? I'm gonna be really busy in my office for a while. Stuck staring at paperwork. I assume you can show yourselves out?
It isn't permission. The old bastard would kill me if we ever ended up on opposite sides of a fight. But it's a chance. We can. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by, ladies.
With a forced smile, he picks up a clipboard and walks off, shouting orders down at machine operators, and leaving us to look out over the yard alone. The gangway behind us squeals under a heavy step, and I turn to see a black-clad stiff trying to pass us a counterfeit smile. He puts down a half-drunk carton of milk and goose steps into our path, ever so politely blocking our exit.
Good afternoon. Intelligence Officer Randall Pitt. And you are?
His feet are welded to the iron below, and the pins on his jacket identify him as one of the highest-ranking hogs in the White Street pen. There's no moving this one unless he wants to move. Gia Randazzo, and this is my sister, Nell.
A pleasure, madams. And what, may I ask, is the purpose of your meeting with Quartermaster Lutzko today?
What's it to you, Mac? The officer's eyes flick upward, scanning my face with the practiced arrogance of a bully who's never had to throw a single punch. I return his gaze with a frosted steel stare of my own.
Miss Randazzo, was it? Just a few questions and you can be on your way. No need for you to escalate this.
Alright, he's starting to hate this bastard.
His reptilian eyes flick from me to Nellie, greedily drinking in our details. This one's the type to seek out power and authority purely as an excuse to start fires wherever he wants. And he's oily enough to be a hazard around any open flame. We were just hoping Lutzko could help us find something.
And what is it you're hoping to find?
Excuse me, but don't you think that's a bit personal?
Lie or brush him off?
It was a waste of time. We changed our minds anyhow.
Ah, of course. That's too bad. Anyway, listen to me prattle on. I get flustered when faced with such ravishing beauty, you see. For sisters, you don't look that much alike. Do people tell you that often?
Oh, he's loving this. Savoring every second like we're a pair of potato knish, fresh out of the oven. Which means, of course, he's about to bite.
I trust a pair of such good little New York girls would promptly report it if they were made aware of any illicit activity on the part of Sergeant Major Lutzko. Correct?
What do you mean, illicit?
Oh, you know, illegal, wrong, things that would demand a transfer of leadership here into more capable hands. Anything he shouldn't be doing.
How would I know what he should or shouldn't be doing?
Yeah.
His smile flashes in and out of existence so quick, you could argue it never happened. In an instant, his officious familiarity vanishes.
How charming. Now, you and your sister can testify to what you know, or we can take this up with General Tillinghast. Your choice.
Doesn't take a genius to figure Lutzko's into something dirtier than his own soot-stained uniform. I share a look with Nellie, whose sparkling eyes are relying on me to navigate us out of these shark-infested waters.
Ask about the charges being laid against Lutz.
What's he in trouble for, anyway?
Yeah.
Treason, malfeasance, embezzlement, Supplies deemed vital to the war effort have disappeared, only to be found later on the black market or in the possession of degenerates.
He didn't need to specify which degenerates he was referring to. Apparently, rats wasn't cruel enough.
The punishment for which is death, of course, by grounding.
Grounding? Is that...
Yeah, kid. The long drop and the sudden stop.
It's justice, my dear. Traders pay their deficit in loyalty with blood.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you what I don't know. Why I've never met you before. Promoted recently? A hungry look comes over him, like a fox delighted by the rabbit who dares to fight back.
I pride myself on subtlety, my dear. Nobody knows I'm around, unless I want them to.
How nice for us. He's inching closer, and his military-issue aftershave doesn't do much to mask the fetid milk stink of his breath. I maintain the distance between us. Not rude, but not too subtle either. He squints, unsmiling.
Let's get back to the topic at hand, shall we?
I ask for a reward. Play dumb. I'll play dumb.
Look, pal, we just met the guy. Do whatever you want, it's got nothing to do with us. Now, we got business to take care of, so if you don't mind... A sneer paints itself slowly across the officer's mug. If he had an angle, he'd use it. But he doesn't.
Very well. It was a distinct pleasure. Till we meet again.
Oh, thank you, officer. Goodbye!
He peels himself out of our path as slowly and painfully as an overglued bandage on a fresh wound. With a final colorless smile, he turns towards the quartermaster's office. Inside, Let's Go spots him, and the old man's Adam's apple bounces like a kid on a trampoline.
I know one. Wait. Wait, no, it's wrong. Oh, look. Wait. Oh. Marker.